Hey everyone, Rebecca Goss here with eXp Realty, and each month I team up with a trusted lender, Nick Phillips, to bring you a quick update on what's happening in the real estate market and what it means for you.
We get asked all the time, is now a good time to buy or should I wait? So today we'll cover what's happening with interest rates, loan options, and how today's numbers affect real monthly payments and not just headlines.
And I'll share what we're seeing on the real estate side, inventory, pricing, and what buyers and sellers should actually pay attention to.
All right, let's get into it.
Hey everyone, welcome to our March perspective for Pierce and Thurston County. Rebecca and Nick here with you today, ready to bring you all the news on what's going on in the real estate market and in the world of lending and how that would affect you as a buyer or as a seller. So let's dive into it. This last month, Nick and I had an opportunity to work on a transaction together. So I was the listing agent selling a home of some close friends of mine from church. And Nick actually ended up being the lender who represented the buyer on this transaction. Another sweet friend of mine from church ended up deciding she wanted to buy the home. The home was listed for $375,000, and despite it being the end of winter, start of spring, listed for about 14 days before it went pending. That's a lot faster than the other homes that were listed on the same street. Some of those are still currently on the market and have been since December and early January. What made this home different from those is that it was ready to hit the market. The sellers did the work beforehand. They painted the walls, they had the home staged, they did minor repairs, they had electricians come in and fix some of the lighting and did things to brighten up the feel of the home. And that really did make a difference when it was time to go on the market. So the bottom line is that when the homes are priced right and marketed well, the most serious buyers are going to be ready to move, even if you are in a slower market. Maybe you have a sale coming up this year and you're asking yourself, what is my home worth? If you are planning to make a move this year, we need to be having a conversation sooner than later. I've got several clients who are PCSing in the fall, and they're considering listing as early as late spring to beginning of summer to get the most activity on their home to get it sold as quick as possible. So if you have something coming up, I'm more than happy to do a free home evaluation for you and let you know what's going on in your particular neighborhood for your address so that you are well prepared to get that home sold for top dollar in the shortest amount of time possible. If you're looking to buy a home this spring, this is a really good indication of what's been going on and how the market's heating up. So the $350,000 to $500,000 price range is where there's been the most action that I've experienced for the buyers that I'm working with this spring. Affordability and limited inventory is where we start to have buyers who are ready to go and ready to make an action move. And so this has been the hottest little segment of where homes are selling in right now. So if you are planning to make a move, you got to start with urgency. Let's get prepared, get pre-approved if you're planning to buy, get a home evaluation if you're planning to sell, know your budget, know what needs to be done to get your home ready, know how to strengthen your offer, and be ready to act. Nick is going to tell us more about what you all really want to know about anyways, which is what in the world is going on with interest rates.
Yeah.
Nick, take it away.
So the week that we're filming this, actually, we've had a lot of stuff transpire in this last week. So geopolitical things such as oil prices, war in the Middle East, that's happened actually as we are recording this. So some of these statistics that we're going through might be a little bit skewed as we get more information into this next month. But February was a really good sign in the mortgage world. And when it comes to application volume, people locking in interest rates, people out shopping and trying to get pre-approved, we saw about a 14% increase in purchase lock volume, meaning when we have clients out shopping for homes, we're locking in their interest rate. We've seen a 14% increase in that, which is a 5% year over year growth. So from last February to this February, that's a 5% increase. And what's really cool about this statistic is 53% of this is purchase loan share. Last year, this time, the purchase loan market was probably actually making up about 90% of all of the loans that we were doing in a year because not a lot of people were refinancing. Well, refinances kind of have came back into play here. What I've been telling people is if you still have a rate that has a 7 in front of it, talk to your lender and see what we can do about that if we can save you a couple $100 a month. But what does this mean? This all means that buyers, sellers, current homeowners are getting back into the market. They're entering back in when rates are decreasing, as they have since last year to this time. They are getting more content with seeing a rate that might have a 6 and some rates having a 5 in front of it. They're getting content in seeing that. So again, we're seeing people re-engage in Pierce, King, and Thurston County compared to what we had saw last year, and even maybe at the tail end of, say, November or December. What this means for buyers and sellers is the housing market is still working through some after effects of rapid rate changes, but it feels like there's a little bit of a new normal. It feels like people are getting more comfortable. Buyers are adjusting to the rates. Inventory is slowly improving. So inventory levels compared to this time last year versus now, I think the statistics I've read are up 20-25% depending on the county. Demand is stabilizing. We're seeing more demand, but we're also seeing more inventory. So it's helped balancing out, and confidence is returning. Not only in the mortgage market are we seeing rates begin to decline, but we're seeing overall inflation begin to decline as well. We've had the Fed cut rates the last couple of meetings besides the last one, meaning those short-term lines of credit, you're probably seeing a little bit decrease in payment on those. Your auto loans, you're seeing decrease on payment on those. So again, overall affordability is improving compared to what we've seen post-COVID. From about 2022 on, buyers have been really constrained, not only in the housing market, but in everything else that you're purchasing when you go to the gas pump, when you go to the grocery store. So again, I think this is bringing more confidence into the market, and I'm really optimistic about what the rest of 2026 is going to bring here for us.
All right, y'all know the drill. You're thinking about making a move, let's chat. We'll see you next month, and thanks for watching. Big decisions feel even easier when you have the right information.
And clarity starts with a conversation. So give us a call, and we're going to walk you through your options together.